So yes, I figured it out, how to get out of my house. It's easier with no doubts about murder. That's right, I'm gonna slay that. And I'll do it again and again. As long as abuse of power exists, I'm gonna call y'all the shittiest shit. Cause all of the stuff that you did to my kids, that's my student. And so I'm putting on steam. You gotta know locomotion to know what I mean. The stuff we created, there's no debate of all so this. Emotion goes way up sometimes, and that reminds me that hey, all you gotta do is ride. Not airtight. I'm done with this, so let's figure out what's right. What it is time to prove. Hey, I can absolutely combine. Yep. All the traumas and triggers in one flow. Alright, so come with me to a land of fantasy. I created it from tragedy. Boom. The last part of the song. And that's it. That's how I'm going to put them away. There's the first one.
Inspire,
I didn't have a second verse.
To learn about how their iron burn. First step, get it out. When you hear something, record it. Thanks to all the voices that come together in order to assist me getting back my own voice. Because that's what violence does. It removes your voice. No choice. Biological response to fear. When people are desperate, they will not think through their actions, only live in the moment. And I guess they forgot that we have protected classes in society for a reason. All right, get ready for that next season. That's why education was so important to my functioning, because it's divided up into quarters, seasons. I was never gonna I was never going to leave the Midwest.
All of that is coming directly down Mr. Floyd's neck.
I want to show you what's marked as Exhibit 943.
Because now I can visualize, so I have visuals back. Visuals were triggering for a super long time, but they aren't anymore. So things are really good. That's all I can say. Okay. All right. Bye. Oh no.
Bye, Ives. Bye, Nappy.
See
you guys later.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Just
Ivy.
things happen in my house. I have a towel handy.
He's not gonna do anything.
Right, Neptune? Don't do anything. Just chill.
When you are growing up, when you are a little kid, a sociopath is somebody who has a fundamental inability to relate to themselves. When you are growing up, when you are a little kid, you learn how to identify emotions, in part because you see other people and you recognize those emotions in yourself to relate to themselves. You see other people and you recognize those emotions in yourself. You begin to develop an ability to understand what it feels like to feel happy and sad. And then you can recognize that in others, so that when you see somebody in distress, you have an empathic response, meaning you feel bad by seeing somebody who feels bad.
So a sociopath doesn't feel empathy?
A sociopath does not feel empathy. That's the shallow end of the spectrum of sociopathy. Toward callousness. There's a spectrum of lack of empathy toward callousness. There's a spectrum of lack of empathy toward callousness. It's somebody who cannot identify with another person's feelings. And they also can't identify with their own feelings, but they can't make a distinction between things that to a regular person seem perfectly. Murder is worse than stealing, is worse than.
It's a sensation. I can't find that dragging and chasing or I can't find that rush, that sensation, that release of anger I felt that first time.
So there was a release of anger?
Oh, without a doubt. It's like busted a piece of glass and there's just little shivers all up in there.
The release of this anger, which occurred through violent means.
Oh, they did it. I can't forget it. So record it to report it. It's a twofer, which means you get two things for one. Two outfits in one outfit. That's the bestest fun. But I don't care no more. Those things. But I just don't feel it. Divorced and destroyed. I'm okay with that. We're not meant to stay the same. Experiences in life and that
Know
game
that there's
of
something
shame.
deep inside that helps us become what we can.
Elevating
We're going
those that have
into
gone
a place
through
I
the worst. I've not been through
can't
the
share.
worst ever. Sometimes it feels like the worst.
We're
but
gonna
it's
go
not.
with slot
And that's the
speed
truth.
to
Details
get
of the terror he put her through. Was she so scared? Was she by
5 kilometers
herself?
per hour,
That
making them the
terror
slowest
is
mammal
what-
on the planet. According to zoologist
I
Becky
can't get
Cliff,
past that.
that's because, well,
Oh, right. Make comments about trophy wife. My God. What are you trying to say? Oh, you'll never be one. And then being disappointed. Okay. You're losing your mind. You're embarrassing yourself. I remember. I was always going to remember. Because it was on PTSD replay. It was if I was going to say, spray, slay, and get to say the things that I want to say each and every day. And I guess it's all okay. I'm just trying to get to that impact, on my hands and body. The keys of my piano. I gotta pick you.
This whole project has been a way for me to return to the origin of trauma, which was the violation of kids with special needs in a public school when the school did not recognize that LRE, Least Restricted Environment, is under IDEA, Individuals Disability Education Act. Not to submit incident reports, for them to deny my students a classroom in the years 2014, 2015, and the violence that went unprioritized, let's just say, is why when I was finally stabbed and injured 3 times in a week, so 3 times in 5 days, then something broke. There it is, the origin of it. And there's PTSD. Also, when my principal walked away from an evaluation because the student started to act up, be violent, and try to hurt other kids in front of his face, he left the room and left his laptop. I had to carry this laptop, and the weight of it really made sensory stick. So there is a component to sensory and trauma recovery as well as trauma. The stigmatization of Northwestern Memorial Hospital is a consistent trigger. It's the combination of them not putting in my records about the violation of kids when that was the whole reason why I was diagnosed with PTSD. I'm hearing their voices, self-harm, scream, cry, tell me they're gonna kill me, tell me they want to poke my eye out, being curious about violence. And then the other part that they didn't have to know about was what was going on in my house. When somebody moved in, when they didn't want to, in his words, take care of a disabled wife. So I guess that's me. I don't think I'm disabled. I do have a speech disorder, but it doesn't stop me from doing the things I want to do. What stops me is the fear created. I'm just trying to sum up what happened as best that I can and stay safe with trusted contacts and connections on this internet space that I never explored until I needed to rely on it for time, numbers, and to contain all the triggers. That's why I created all of these different websites. So one day, if my normal speaking voice has a little bit of... So I talked quickly with the doctors and I said, is that it? Is it my voice that's the issue? So let me talk slower. So is this better? Do you hear it now? What do I have to do to prove to you that I had a head assault and have nerve radiculopathy across my face if you're not going to read the massive amounts of Western vestibular therapy as well as Eastern cranial sacral Rolfing acupuncture. So healthcare is definitely an area where we need to discuss where that money is being distributed to, because this company took it and they did not offer treatment. They, in fact, stigmatized, created suicide that I definitely directed them to, and they ignored it and then dismissed me as a patient. So you can't do that. Anyway, I'll be modeling
Very
this process.
tired
I'm
of
really
this,
tired,
but
I do know that because I got my voice back, I was going to continue sharing what happened and trying to create more effective policies for the most at-risk and vulnerable classes of people out there. So I have a non-for-profit. It's called SmarterThanTrauma. I created it 2/14/2020. I gotta admit, it's really hard to fill out forms on my phone because of the tapping still. There's still a reverberation and nerve pain. My voice is much clearer, so I can use the talk to text feature finally, which is great. But you know what? It's not ideal and doesn't work for me every single time. So I just need to continue getting better. And like I said, I really want to end trauma. So if you have a shared objective in that,
because
then
it was the
maybe we can
office for
connect.
the
And
after
if
school
not,
program.
then don't worry about it. I'll just keep doing what I'm doing.
There were people in there all the time.
And that's
Is that really
spewing
the best
everything
place
that
for a
they
student with
did
special
to
needs
show
to learn?
that you
I
have
guess
to
a
talk about
hallway
it
or a
and
gymnasium
their
or the
post-traumatic
cafeteria
stress.
is the proper
That's
place.
Pictures, touches, sounds,
Why don't you just give
disordered
me the
and
room on the
disgusting.
first floor that's
All right?
empty?
It's not real. You're lying to me. And it's disgusting that you think that that's an appropriate strategy.
Well, because
all right?
it was the
If you want to piece this together, you're going to have to go back in
multipurpose
time
room
with me
where the parents
and
hung
see
out.
what it was like.
This is a very
being,
unique school indeed.
Oh my God, a writer during PTSD and running a chronic vertigo, because it comes out real strange. It's not normal, but it is violence, and I tried to put violence into words, video, film, audio, whatever, because it is so abstract. It's really hard to get your mind around. Thanks, everyone.